Lock it in, lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in. Are you ready to be entertained, educated? A little stimulation for your brain. Lock it in. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to love? Then lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, lock it in. It's the Joe Lockett Show.
Welcome in. It is the JLS, a very special edition of that because it's Wednesday. Shout out to the Humpback Seasons. So, with that being the case, you already know what it is. It is Women's Wednesday. Want to get some air horns for that. We got a lot of stuff to get into. First things first, though, got to get into our housekeeping. All right, we getting done with the spring. It's already getting to the summer. Get your summer suits out. Get all the other clothes in. You know what I mean? Hot girl summer, hot dude summer, whatever you want to call it. Before you do all that, you gotta make sure that when you get out the house, your house is clean. Can't bring nobody back to that crib on no hot girl summer and you look a hot mess. So the best way to do that is to make sure that you do like, share, subscribe, follow. Doing all these things keep you locked in and clean your house up. Okay. Now, with that being said, shout out to the Facebook viewership. Shout out to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, and X. All righty. Shout out to all of you guys. We've been doing really good over here on the brand. Got a lot of different suspensions coming out. Shout out to one of our newest shows with Big Daddy is Heavy Talk. Okay. Make sure that you do go and watch Heavy Talk, especially on What You're Cooking over there on their channel on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube viewership. You guys have been going crazy over there too. Oh man, what else? What other shout outs I gotta get going on? Look, make sure you stay locked in. Okay, LIM all day. All right. But what about it? We gotta bring in the one and only. Okay, the only one, because it ain't gonna be Women's Wednesday with me. I ain't a women's, but she is. Shout out to Miss Denise. How you doing?
This is Women Wednesday and bitch ass Wednesdays for them the men who act like little females sometimes, those foolish females. But hey,
wait a minute. What? Where were you? What?
It just, I apologize.
I apologize for my outburst.
But you know, you said that you're not a female. You're not. You got some men that act like females, right?
No, definitely. Yeah. Be made. Mm-hmm. But I feel you. Mm-hmm. I feel you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Busy. Oh my goodness. But I'm doing pretty good. Things is going good. But before we go any further, you want to go ahead and introduce your guest that you have for today?
I have Carol. You all have seen her. You've heard her. You listened to her opinions on things.
Not very many.
Today we have a nice little topic that we both, I think, well, may not be Joe. We all know how he is, but you know, the topic is something that we both can relate to. So yeah, we got Carol in the house.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And get some air horns for Miss Carol. Okay. Now, as far as what we got going on today, not too much in the news. We're gonna go ahead and hit a rerun as far as that, and then we're gonna get right into the topics of today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it.
So we'll go on with our live entertainment. Without further ado, here they are.
It's cliffhangers.
Love it. I just love it.
All righty. We gotta get this back cracking again because it's still present news, and I'm interested to see you guys takes on this, especially Miss Denise. We're finna go ahead and reopen up that Cassie Diddy, the whole trial and stuff that's currently going on. We're finna go ahead and open that back up for discussion real quick, and then we're finna go ahead and get into our main discussion for today. Do want to remind you guys, like I said, this is a hot pressing topic. If you remember what we was talking about the other day, we was talking about as far as the image and how it's looking and how do you think he's going to get off with it and things like that. I know me and Joe definitely we had our opinions on that. I'm gonna be honest with you. My opinion kind of changed from that day. If you guys remember where I was at with it, I was like, I think it's a dangerous or a slippery slope. And how it seems to be that they're painting it was that they was trying to get him for something that it seemingly they wasn't really helping to prove. And he's to remind you guys, he's going for racketeering and sex trafficking. For a lot of folks, the sex trafficking part seems a little case closed and shut. Most other folks was wondering why the racketeering was there because all they used was domestic examples. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you. After I heard a different opinion about how all this was coming out, and now I really do get the angle that they're going in. And I don't see nothing less than 20, 30 years on him. Ooh. I see nothing less with 20, 30 years.
I think they're trying to get life.
They're definitely trying to get life.
He's not getting that. He's not getting that.
It's too much money in him.
You know, when the situation happened with Trayvon Martin and what's the guy's what was his name? Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman.
Yeah, they didn't call it the Zimmerman trial. They called it Trayvon Martin, and it wasn't his trial. It was his. Mm-hmm. In this case, I'm so tired of seeing Cassie. I really am, and I feel my opinion only. I'm big on innocent until proven guilty, and honestly, we are some of the worst when it comes to that. Especially African American. You will guilty a person before they even have their first trial. I've never been a fan of Diddy. Let me put it out there. I don't like the fact that he's put his hands on this woman. However, everything, even when they're discussing the trial, everything is Cassie. This is not a Cassie trial. A lot of the things she's saying, I don't believe it. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the things that happen personally, because it's going to be other people that need to go down as well, not just him. And I include her on it. She's not a total victim. You had part in it too. If you saw these things taking place just like other people, and you entertained it, I feel that you should be a part of that defense piece as well. My opinion on it. Yeah, that's my opinion on the whole deal. I don't feel that she's innocent. And my big question I always ask is, how much are you worth?
I'm with you on that. Before I give my response, did you have anything you want to say?
Fortunately, I haven't followed it. Kind of like the R. Kelly thing. Uh-huh. I ain't followed that either.
It was really R. Kelly thing was kind of more of a hush. I've never seen.
They had the whole TV thing.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't just like this. Of course, federal trials you can't put on TV, but this one was more. This is more public than R. Kelly went. It was like a hush thing, and I don't know what happened in that one.
But I don't know. I think it was on TLC, Lifetime.
I'm not trying
for both of them. One of them.
I know they did that documentary on him.
On R. Kelly
on R. Kelly. They did the documentary on him, and they did the that mass interview that happened with him and Gail.
I saw him and Gail.
I didn't see that either.
Mm-hmm. They had that one, and if I'm not mistaken, he had something else. He had about three different things.
I don't know anything that happened in court or any of that.
Neither.
Any of that.
I do know the little challenge they put out. I did see that.
What?
No, a lot.
The little singing challenge.
Oh yeah, the man is talented.
He did.
Talented is what he is. He's talented.
I can give him that.
He's talented. But I just
and then they morphed it into like a song.
But go ahead and give your. I know you said you didn't follow it.
I have none because I have no clue what's going on.
I don't know what's happened today. I know when I read yesterday, they played the recording that allegedly that Prince made that recording and they played it in court?
I haven't seen anything currently. I know as far as like other people, I know they brought in another lady, godly, Miss Vetra. I think I'm saying her name right. Her mom. I know they brought in at least 2 or 3 prostitutes as of Tuesday and Monday. While we was on the show, they was doing that one. And they was talking about how he had to coerce them into different things. There was responses given back and forth. The plaintiffs and the defendants was going at them. I do know those. Anything that has been covered today, because I know they have trial today too. I have no idea.
I haven't. The last thing I read was the recording that they brought in and how the attorneys was trying to kind of calm them down. And I read what the recording was saying. Well, that Prince allegedly was Prince. I don't know, but that was the last piece I read on it.
But like I was saying, and then we could probably move on.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm at with it, because I was with you at one point with the Cassie thing. I was like, all right, it's messed up. He keep putting his hands on her.
Absolutely, that's
really unfortunate.
Absolutely.
But how is this correlating to the RICO? But then when I start hearing other perspectives on, well, the RICO is not just, certain things. What they're trying to paint the picture of is how he got to the RICO. And that would be bribery, moving and stashing, because folks got to remember when they actually initially caught him, he was caught with a whole bunch of narcotics and drugs. He was caught with that on him. And then when they moved from that, they're also trying to paint the picture that he's using his brand as Diddy to coerce different people and companies and things into secrecy. And then they started mentioning when he was beating up on Cassie, how he would bribe people in order for them to either take away the evidence, delete it, or shut up.
But again, it goes back to the trial is not about her. So how they started it and how it's still circled around her. My whole thing is she's not as innocent. She need to be on trial along with other people. They need to be on trial.
I think she is one of the many examples, because I think
what? Because I was listening,
she's the examples because of even what they was doing with the other people that they have on stand. Godly for the God of me, I can't remember her name, but it started with a B. But I know she had a really long day up in the court too, because they was interrogating her and going to her backstory, his relationship with her daughter and with him. And then as well as the other different prostitutes that's been coming in and out. I know one of them is missing. And they're trying to frame the part in, why is it that she's missing? And they'll allude to Diddy and the influence that he have in the culture. So then they would use Cassie in the stuff that she is, because she would still count as pseudo of the culture, whether it be hip hop or R&B, whatever you want to place it as, and his influence from there. And they'll bring, because I know they brought up the stuff, if I'm not mistaken, something with Michael B. Jordan and her had a sex tape out. They'll bring up other stuff with Godly, the instances where he get violent with other rappers and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, they brought in the Suge stuff with him and Pop. So they're trying to really frame him in the mindset that if he can do these type of things, it's not above this nasty man to do these either. And these are the many examples of why we say that. And when I think of it like that, I'm like, God, but it's like nasty work.
But it's like saying, okay, well, if you can do this, then you did this. You still have to prove that I did that. Because even though, let's just say I was a burglar. But just because I did that, don't mean that I did all of this.
Alrighty. Keep it on that example. While that's true, if we go back and our examples lead you to being the burglar or the only suspect in multiple different cases that only involve you, it's going to be real hard for you to deny that possibility. Let's say, for instance, you did burglarize this place, and what they trying to get you for over here that they actually caught you in can lead all the way back from when they initially found out. And it's like, well, dang, you keep popping up in each and every last one of these cases.
But
just because we're trying to get you for the last one don't mean that you still wasn't a part of all the other ones that led to us catching you. You have to prove
that I did this. So just because I did this and this and this don't necessarily mean I did this. And the key thing is alone. If I rob a bank, I don't care if you knew about it or not. If you're in that car, you're going down with me. I know, right? I hadn't heard one of those in years. And I was like, okay, is it me?
I thought my phone was going off on me.
So I just feel that, maybe he's the prime here, and then you're going to get everybody else. But I don't feel that they should keep Cassie out of it. I'm sorry. No. She need to go. She had, because if you're doing this stuff, and when I read, well, she was like, she was nervous. She didn't want the tapes to get out, or he would record it and make them record. But you went back for the recorder, like some things, and the things that I've read, it's like, whoa. Let's go back to Bill Cosby. I read every last one of those testimonies.
I did not.
I did. I love that stuff. I don't even see how they found him guilty. I really don't. And then some stuff that they allowed in there, it's like, how did you do that? How? And then he go in, he come out, and you hear nothing. Those women, personally, they were really, a lot of them were guilty of lying. But you played your part.
And that's what a lot of the discourse back and forth with the Cassie stuff, which I can get to. Well, you was a participant. You was a willing one. And they would go back to other examples of when she said out her own mouth on the trial. Oh, I kept calling him back. I called him not too long ago in 2020 and told him, oh, I love you and all you do so much for me and all this other stuff. I definitely get that.
Hold on now. And I hate when people say, oh, well, that's just that, when you're in domestic violence, that's PTSD from it. Stop right there. We're not going to do that.
Or Stockholm syndrome.
Right. We're not going to use that because you have some people that truly has it. Some of the things she did, let's go back to when they first met and you had a boyfriend. He was a regular and you wanted to get into this world. So you dropped him. I read that whole deal. You dropped your boyfriend, your mom, and your daddy.
That regular either. That's crazy.
But he was when it comes to
no, he wasn't Puff. He was definitely not at this time. He was not Puff.
I'm trying to get into this, and it's taking too long. My mom and dad went with us to go and look for my new place, and then she also said that that's reading of it on her. Then when she on the stand, she said, "I did because I didn't want to lose my house and my car."
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to the question: how much are you worth? You're not as innocent, and they kept saying, "Oh, and big and pregnant." I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how pregnant she is. She's not innocent. She hitting that girl, but she's not all innocent. That's all I'm gonna
say. They can't hear it, but you straight.
Okay. Yeah, she. My thing on that is she's not all innocent, and I hate. I want to women, I'm gonna stick with her, or she did, or he stopped. Y'all have to remember she did some stuff as well, and she wasn't pushed. And then when he said, "You don't have to, if you don't want to," no, I want to. She's not all innocent.
No idea what it is.
So, getting off that news, I do want to go into the topic while you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to tell you a little situation. I had someone, and we were having a discussion. She started dating a guy, and they just immediately connected. They've been at the beginning. He asked him questions, and she, thinking that was the one and only, she wanted to be open and honest with him. She said that he asked her, they were asking each other different questions and about past relationships. or past situations, and he asked her if she'd ever been with a married guy. And she asked him the same, have you ever been with a married woman? He was like, no, I've never done that. She was like, being honest, he told him yes. So she asked, he was asking little questions, this and the other, and she was being honest. There's, they're there, no judgment zone. You found it.
Yeah.
That's that ADD. So kind of find out the guy who she used to be with was married, but she hadn't been with the guy in years. She had been with the guy in years. He was married. So the boyfriend, the current now boyfriend, she's sharing it. She's not trying to lie. He asked different things, yada yada. Knows the guy and the guy's wife, but he knew them, he knew them through his ex-wife. So his ex-wife and the wife of the guy who the girl was with, they are associates. The guy himself, he's not friends to either one of them. So fast forward, months go by, and he everything's going well with them. They're sharing, moving like they met husband and wife, but they're just in a relationship. They love each other, they've shared that with each other. Fast forward 6, 7, 8 months later, he started pulling back some. She's still doing things, nothing's changed. She's asking, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Let's talk about what's going on, what's wrong. He continued to say, say nothing. Then one day she tells him, hey, I don't know what's going on, but you've changed. And I'm just gonna kind of do you a favor at this point, and let's just leave this alone. Go into this whole little spiel. He doesn't say anything. The next day, he texts her and said, I remember when you told me who you were with, and I have struggled with that every day. I've struggled with it every day. Knowing that you were a mistress to someone that I know. I say it was more than that. He just had to find something.
Mm-hmm.
But people have given their different opinions on what it was. I think that's what she's talking about. So this is, I can't even just say Birmingham, because honestly, people know people.
Sure.
So are you saying, so the question is, one, what do guys think? Do you think it was something in that? I really don't think you struggling every day because she used to date someone, or she was the mistress, quote unquote, of someone who you know. Oh, no, got to add. So she asked the husband, the ex-boyfriend / the guy that she was messing around.
Right.
Yeah.
If he knew this guy who she was with, he don't know him.
So he asked the dude
she
was supposedly with, and he said he didn't know her.
No, she was the husband. So she goes to the husband who she was messing around with, and ask him, "Hey, do you know Michael Jordan?"
Okay.
And he's like, "That name don't ring a bell. What I know him from?" Which is her ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The same guy who's saying he can't be with her because she was a mistress to somebody that he knew.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's wife was associates with this guy's ex-wife, and that's the only way he pretty much knew them.
Okay.
So I was like, what does that have to do with y'all?
Right.
But she said he never would ask, well, why is that affecting our relationship? So is it that men don't want to date someone or be with someone because someone that this is a small world? So you may date somebody that I may know. I didn't quite understand what did that have to do with y'all relationship. Do you get it?
I'm trying to catch
Y'all don't get it.
I'm trying to catch it, and I'm like, I'm grabbing it.
Okay, you got a husband and
Okay, I got a husband.
You got a
okay?
husband and
so
wife.
We got a husband.
Husband and wife.
Husband and wife. Okay, so a married couple. I got a married couple.
Husband cheated on wife with girlfriend.
Okay, so we got a cheating situation.
Girlfriend now has a boyfriend. The boyfriend has an ex-wife who used to be who's associates with wife. But again, it's ex-wife. Ex-wife and wife, they're associates. He, ex-husband, which is the boyfriend of the girlfriend, has only been around the husband who cheated and his wife when he was with his ex-wife.
Oh.
So fast forward years later, you're now with this woman who was actually the mistress.
The girl that he cheated on old girl with.
Right. So now he's no longer married to this woman. They're still husband and wife. You're now dating the mistress to that couple.
Right.
Now he struggles with it every day, even though she asked, was that an issue when they first talked about it, which was the beginning of the relationship.
Okay.
He said, no, not an issue at all.
Okay.
You got it?
I'm
you
with
got
it.
it, Joe?
I'm with it for the most part.
So I said, no, it's more to it. It got to be something else. Because what does that have to do with you and him?
I believe he's talking to his ex-wife. And his ex-wife may be telling him things that the man's wife told her. And he's probably seeing this person in a different light. Maybe. Well, like you knew he was married and you still chose. I'm just saying.
I got to add something
chose.
So the wife knew about the girlfriend. Girlfriend knew about the wife.
Right. And some people say, in those situations, it's kind of like, I don't know. We're in the South. It's a Bible Belt and all of us are Christians. And we don't do certain things because, we're all holy and things of that nature.
You said we all holy.
Holy.
Oh.
Not hoes. Holy. And, some of us, we are in we view certain things as beneath us. Although we may ourselves have participated in such, but our outward persona, how we portray ourselves in the public light is different. So maybe that's what happened,
But that would be you worrying about your ex-wife.
No, he's probably worrying about how his image will be
to his ex-wife.
No, to people that know the couple.
Yeah,
because other people know, other people know you and Joe are married, and I interlope.
Please give me to nephew.
So people that now you're dating, and people know Joe and I, and
But what if people didn't know that?
With you saying like Birmingham is so small, and so he's probably worrying about his image in certain circles and things of that nature.
That's a real thing. Because even if you want to put it to high school standards, think about it like, all right, there was a relationship that's going on. You privy to it. At least one of the parties. Now, down the road, you might pick out old dude. But when y'all was in high school, you knew how old dude gave it up. And he was moving mad nasty. He hit the cheerleading squad as well as the ugly nerds. And anything in between. Y'all joked and said he probably got a case or like a little symptom on him. I ain't gonna say it, but you feel me? He got a little symptoms. And then you get around and now you got to know him. But in getting to know him, you like, dang, you might be cool.
Right.
But I still frequent a lot of the areas where our class is.
Right.
And everybody believes that you that nasty dude.
Right.
It's something that you have to sacrifice, which I can definitely understand. Now, this is where I come at with you. Like, I do get there's probably something extra because a lot of folks normally, all right, bygones. That was high school. Let's say it wasn't so long ago that he stopped. And it just seems if people really kept up with him, it just seemed like he stopped when he was with you. So for a dude, if he's dealing with somebody, with a girl that used to be perceived as a hoe, okay. And it just so happened that she stopped hoeing with me. That's what a lot of dudes would be like, oh, you must really love this girl. So your cool friends is gonna keep it to the chin. All right, let me shut up. That ain't got nothing to do with me, but it happened. Other dudes that ain't so close with you, but do know you, will be petty. Might make moves, might think your girl is a lot more easy than it would be. And that come with problems. There's a lot of try you dudes out here as well as bitch made dudes. And sometimes they come in a bundle.
So the guy is in his 50s.
Oh my God, dog.
Well,
I mean, y'all 50s do it too, but
and the girl was with the husband like a decade ago. The boyfriend had been with the ex-wife in 4 years.
Yep, that's still fresh.
So I looked at it like you're trying to watch your image with your ex-wife.
I don't think it's his ex-wife.
No.
No, it may be certain circles that him and the ex-wife hung in that this lady and her husband are in.
She asked. That's what I was saying.
So,
at the beginning, she did ask why, did you have an issue with it? And
yeah, and he probably didn't, but as he was out and people be like, oh, hey, I hear you're dating so and so.
But the reason why I don't think, and I'm with Carol. Excuse me.
That's his money.
Oh, okay, Carol. You're right. I'm with Carol. What divorced dude is really trying to think about his wife after the fact? Ex-wife after the fact, especially when he's past it enough to move on with another girl.
Right.
Last thing I'm trying to think about is my ex-wife. With you, no, it's gonna be a bigger problem if you have something to do with my ex-wife. It's gonna be a bigger problem if my ex-wife know you through some other means. Godly. Now she got to open door to shoot at me. And I can't even defend it. Because what if it was true? What if it is undeniably true and everybody knows it? That's where it'd be more towards who you hang around with in the circles.
Right. Because
if y'all still frequent the same circles in a small town like Birmingham, you gonna run into more than likely your ex-wife, the girl that know your ex-wife real cool, that already said she ain't like you, my dudes, a brother, somebody is going to already know everything. And you have to be willing to be past it enough to not care. If we just dating, I'm sorry.
Now, if he was in, they were actually in relationships like I love you too.
Oh, word? No. Look, I tried to shoot him down. I tried to shoot him down.
I asked questions. I'm listening, Joe.
Y'all finished? Y'all finished or y'all done?
Wow, I was going to say we finished and we done. I miss you, Joe. I'll say it on air. I miss you.
You ain't gonna miss it. How you finna give it?
I miss you. I don't want anything. Nothing. I miss you and I love you.
I love you too.
I don't want anything. Okay. I just want to put it out there on air that I miss Joe. I love him. I'm not asking for anything. I hadn't seen him in 2 weeks, and we have to do lunch.
Sounds good.
Or dinner.
Sounds good. So I'm listening to everybody, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's way more simple.
Oh, okay.
Because you said he fell off from her, right? Regardless of all the entanglement, how we got there, right? This man fell off from a woman that he was kicking it with, right?
Right.
And he's in his 50s. Right? She's how old is she?
I think she's a year older than me.
Okay. And so how long they been kicking it?
Almost
9 months. Yeah.
Okay, so they've been kicking about 9 months. It's really simple, right? He said what she needed to hear. Okay. When she told him whatever she wanted to say, He knew everything. He agreed with it in the beginning, what you said, right?
He did.
Right.
Because he wanted to smash. He wanted to get with her. Point blank, simple. He knew it, right? Got into it, didn't like it, right? And she was no good for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, for him to keep going.
Yeah.
A man would keep going no matter what if it's good, for whatever he wants the good to be for him. He's not going to back off from some good shit. A man on the back off of some shit that he don't want no more, that he bored with, right? At the end of the day, right? So, period. It ain't all this other stuff y'all talking about. He don't like something about her after 9 months that he saw that he thought it was. It ain't that. It ain't worth the fucking trouble. So, poof, pow, I'm out of here. Point blank, simple, serious. Men would jump through fucking hoops for whatever. If it's good, they gonna go through the hard times with you, right? They gonna keep coming. Right, but a man is, if it ain't worth my time and it may cause me any kind of goddamn problems, and you ain't what I think it is, I'm not gonna sit up here and go through this bullshit with you. I don't need to, right? So it's easy for me just to back off.
Bullshit. What bullshit?
I don't know why he's backing off, but his back off is because it ain't worth his time. He's not interested.
So that's what I said. That's what I'm like. It's not that he just picked something to make it like, hey, I can't get over this. I mean, meaning he just said that to push it here, like. Yeah, but I felt like it was something different. It's something else.
He gave her a reason so he can go ahead and do what he want to do because he went out, right? So whatever the reason is, I don't know. But a man, if it's good, whatever his good is, right? I'm not going anywhere. I will put up with the BS. I would do whatever I got to be done because I like what I'm doing, right? Obviously, whatever it is, the situation, whatever problems it may be causing him, whatever it is, right? It's not worth his time. When a man bag off from you, right? It's a problem, right? He's not interested in you anymore. When I bag off from a woman, when I start fucking with you, I'm not interested in you anymore. And there's a reason why I am not interested in you anymore. I've seen something, I know something, or I got something that's way more better than what you bring to the goddamn table, and you're not worth my time. I don't bag off from anything that I like as a man. If I'm single and I can do what the fuck I want to, I don't bag off from it. And any man out there will attest to what the hell I'm saying at this point in time, right? It ain't complicated, right? Men who caught something, don't let it go if they like it. Right? We let shit go that we think there's gonna be a fucking problem, right? That's gonna give us issues and won't shut the hell up.
So when I did say something similar to that. I'm like, no, it gotta be something else. And so she said, well, she was like, I just don't know. It's just not, I'm not getting it, whatever. So I'm like, hey, Lou, that's why you always supposed to keep spares. But y'all know how I am. So I mean, I'm just saying, being honest, like I always keep spares. So she was like, but you know, he'll just out the blue. Matter of fact, today's Wednesday. Yeah. So Monday, I talked to her and she was like, you know, how he texted her and was like, you know, this is hard, you know, this is hard. I just feel when I'm with you, I just feel like it's so right. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, I said, so what did it come from? Like, what? She was like, I don't know. She was like, we did go to the concert because we were talking about the concert. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you know, they went, she said, you wouldn't tell that we weren't together. She was like, you name it, like things he'll say, and I'm like, ain't too old, just don't play the games. Like, if this ain't what you want, then leave it go alone, you know. So I said, look, just block them. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she didn't want to block them because they always be. And I'm like, block them.
You know what made me sick?
But I feel like when you're in, and I'm not going to necessarily say age, but I personally, I look at some older women and older men, you should know better. You should do better because you've gone through, you should do better. Like people that's younger than me, I should do better. You know, you in your 50s and you still doing like.
But y'all made the game. So I mean,
what you mean,
that don't mean y'all ain't gonna still play it.
The game ain't changed, just the play.
Game ain't changed.
I
It's just the
get it.
players.
And see, that's what I told D-Man said that last night. He was saying something like, a player recognized game. But somebody like, he too old to be playing them games.
But that's why I was like, man, one of the few things to piss me off is having to agree with Joe full-heartedly.
And I actually agree with Joe.
Because
I think it's something.
Honestly, when you just said that right there,
what?
That sounded exactly what Joe was saying. She was a jump off, and I got my jump. And now my battery is full. I don't need to call no more.
Oh, wow.
It was there to jump me off. And now I'm going down the street and you still parked. Last thing I need to be doing is having to come back to you. That means my car really messed up. Especially if I need to get the same juice. I ain't changed my battery yet. No, bro. So when you are out in the public, the last thing I need for folks to know is that my car got broke down in public.
But he's gonna say, I'm gonna say the right things to you because I'm hanging out with you.
I needed to jump off.
I needed to jump off.
Or I want to double back.
No, I'm telling you.
Some guys do that.
No, I'm telling you that he's not doubling back. She is the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
That when they talk, you get a little thing. Okay, so I ain't got nothing going on today, right? This week, right? What you doing, right? And they go out, and she falls for the whatever okie dokie, and it ain't a game. He done already told you I don't want to fuck with you. This is not a game.
That sound like me.
No, but what I'm telling you is this is not a game that he's playing. Y'all keep saying it's a game.
I think it is.
The man told you I can't get over, meaning I don't want to be with you because you read everything else in between it. I don't want to. If you can't get over it, why the fuck you taking me to this? Because you allowed me to.
But Joe, it can still be a game depending on how you saying it. If he was as direct as you was, then I give him that all day. But he is going through other means to try to sugarcoat it.
Right.
He is trying to go, and that sugarcoating could be because you want to leave the opportunity there.
You can lick the candy. When you 50, your sugarcoat is motherfucking see-through transparent. A woman sees and understands. No, you want to believe.
But he okay.
But that's why I'm not turning.
But I done told you I don't want to fuck with you, right? But all of a sudden I want to take you to the concert, and then I'm gonna tell you that I love you. Man, get the fuck out of him.
But Joe, hold on.
No. He's saying that all before.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it's not so clear cut. You just said why? Because she wants to believe it.
Yes.
But if she wants to believe it, then that's going to be cloudy. Okay. And all you gotta do is play on what y'all already been doing, and that will be part of the game. You tell her, all right, we ain't gotta switch it up all the way. I'm still cool with you. You know what I mean?
Tell her to press him. Tell her to press him and say what we doing, and I guarantee you back the fuck off.
Oh yeah. So I did ask her about that, not recently, but past. I'm like, so y'all, what y'all doing? She was like, I've been asking him that, and he just keeps saying, I told you from the beginning what we were doing. I told you what we're doing.
So what we doing?
Situationship.
I told her, I said, my thing is if he can't repeat it, then y'all ain't doing shit. But she said, well, he said we were together at the beginning. That was the beginning. And I went back to, I'm big on communication. You make an ass out of you. So, they continue like being in her. I really thought they were together. And then she started calling about things. And
if you got to call about your man, I've said this on every doggone show I've ever been on. If you got to talk to your friend about your man or your husband, your shit is fucked up and he's not your man. Okay? If you got to ask your friends, Denise, if I love a woman, you would never fucking question what we doing. You got all my attention. A man that loves a woman, there is no question. I've said this many times, right? You never see happy people questioning their happy relationship. You only see people that's unhappy question their relationship because the dude or the woman is not there wholeheartedly. If you're talking to your friend like, well, he said this, and I'm not for sure. If your ass ain't for sure, y'all ain't together. Stop playing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? This ain't masturbation season. No, leave it alone. It's bullshit.
It's not what season?
It's not masturbation season. Stop playing with yourself.
I knew he was going to go there.
Okay, no, I'm just saying.
But
it's man, listen. People try to sugarcoat and make this shit like it's something rocket science. If you're talking to your friend and you've been sleeping with a man or you've been sleeping with this dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Or you sleeping with this woman and you asking your friend about what you think we doing or why he doing this here. Y'all ain't in no goddamn relationship.
But he was making it like they were.
I
said communicate. I'm always being told, no, and it's like, okay. So now he in bed. Yeah. But I feel that everybody should have that friend or somebody they can vent to. I know people that's married and they happily married, but you might go to your friend and
you know that's my husband. He may get on your nerve and do some dumb shit.
Right.
That's different. But if you don't know if your husband cheated or do my husband love me, right? You have a bigger problem. If my wife loves me.
But you can still come to your friends.
Yes, you can go to your friends, Denise. But if my wife loves me, when I was married, I never questioned the conversation I have. She pissed me off with this bullshit. You want me to do this? You want me to do that? I don't feel like doing that question.
Mm-hmm.
But I never had a conversation with my friends. Man, I don't know if she loved me. I don't know if she fucking around me. I don't know if we together. I don't know where her thinking is. If I start to thinking that, right? This is not a conversation for my friend. This is a conversation for a counselor, a couples counselor, or my divorce lawyer.
What?
If I'm having that conversation, I'm having a conversation with a couples counselor,
is 0 to 100.
or with a divorce lawyer.
But not with the person you're involved with.
We already had. If I'm at the counselor or I'm at the divorce lawyer, I already had the conversation with you. You ain't talking, okay?
Then hold on. Who are you talking to before you get there?
No, like I said, if I'm at the next level, I've already talked to you.
Okay.
I've already exhausted the conversation with you.
So that's it. You and your brother, y'all are best friends also.
Yes, we are.
You're not gonna even say anything to your brother, like, man, I think my
no,
girl.
like I said, I've already talked to him. Like I'm gonna come to you know me. I'm gonna come to directly to the source. I'm gonna have the conversation with you straight up. What it is. This is what I'm feeling.
I just got a question. You can land and then I'll ask after.
If we don't come to an agreement or you're not hearing me, I've matured and say, okay, I'm going to go talk to a counselor myself and you're welcome to come. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do my work. If your ass don't come do none of this goddamn work, my next level is going to a goddamn divorce lawyer and be done with this. Because again, I'm not going, listen, there's two things I don't do. I don't go back and I don't go forth. We ain't gonna play this goddamn game with you, right?
So you just stay in one spot.
Listen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna stay at one spot, make a couple of goddamn phone calls, sign some goddamn papers, and keep it goddamn moving at this point in my life. Okay? Because listen, like I said, we grown now.
Right.
I don't play chess, I don't play checkers, I damn sure ain't gonna play Uno with your ass. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna enjoy no wild fours and we ain't finna do no colors, right? Grown folks have conversations.
I agree.
Grown folks collect all the data, right? And have grown folks ask conversation to make sure we on the same goddamn page, right?
Okay.
If I'm fucked up, you need to talk to your priest, your pastor, or a goddamn counselor, right? And like I said, if I need to work on myself, I'm gonna work on myself. I'm mature enough to understand, yeah, I need counseling. Let me see how fucked up I am so I can come back and apologize and be accountable, right? I'm gonna do my work and I'm gonna invite you. And after I do my work, I will go in and work with you because you're my wife. But after I did all of that, and you still on some BS, oh, I am going to sit down and make a goddamn phone call and call the divorce lawyers. And now we ain't talking shit. I don't want to hear no preacher. I don't want to hear no pastor. I don't want to hear nobody counselor. You sign these goddamn divorce papers, do the goddamn 90 days, and we the fuck up out of here. And I'm moving on with my damn life. Again, we ain't playing chess. We ain't playing no goddamn Uno. And I ain't playing checkers with your ass. It's done.
This is my question.
So harsh.
Yeah. And
I've matured. You lucky before it was like, I talked to you. We talking about the car. I was like, shit, we getting a divorce. I done put the priest and the pastor and now the counselor in there now. I said I'm gonna do some work.
Counselor, PPC.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some work. Listen, because I'm not always right. In a relationship, I have to be better. And I have to find out what maybe I may be doing wrong in that relationship to you if I love you. If I don't put in any work, I don't love you. I want to get the fuck away from you. If the first thing I run into is divorce, right? I'm immature, which I have been, right? Because I want to get my way. I really don't want a divorce. I threaten divorce, right? And my ex-wife always said to me, don't threaten no shit because one day it may happen. And it happened to my ass. And look at me now, right?
I mean, that's just like saying, don't test me because I will fail on purpose.
Yes, exactly. And, I did it. And like I said, I fucking failed, right? And I lost my wife at the same time. But it's okay. I understand. That's why I'm taking the stance that I did. I should have went to counseling when she asked me to. I didn't.
Yeah.
She tried every goddamn thing, right? So the same method that she did to my ass, right? I'm saying it worked. I understand. Goddamn it, if you ain't gonna go do this, right? I want a divorce. She went to counseling, asked me to go. I said no. I don't need to talk to nobody when I can talk to you my goddamn self, right? Again, I didn't understand that it wasn't that she couldn't talk to me. She needs somebody to talk to me that I would listen to. Because she couldn't get, but by the time she said something, I'm chopping her ass up, right? I'm saying blah 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 blah.
You were doing Joe.
Yes, I was doing Joe. So she couldn't talk to me because I couldn't hear her.
But to that point, that's why if we getting Joe out of it, because that will be what Joe do. I don't want to mix the two.
But I will say, not trying to toot a horn, but at the end of the day, I feel that every mature man should really go that way. Like that's if I were to date you, I know whatever you say is what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't have to assume. I don't, you ain't got to sugarcoat it. And that would also say, I know this guy would care.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
I love it.
I get it, but that's where you would know the partner. I'm saying for the partner.
Okay.
For a marriage situation that maybe it's early and y'all hit like a stage where it's kind of rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with speaking with someone that has experience if they're married to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do get it. That is times where you'll go to a therapist or if you go to a pastor or a preacher. But in those cases, I distinct those from the others, and that's what we was kind of going with. Oh, wait, that's 0 to 100, because usually for those it means for extra visits, extra time for something that could just be y'all are misinterpreting how y'all communicate, and usually folks with experience can tell you beforehand, and that's where it go back to Joe point, or if he was making for folks that he would listen to. Mm-hmm. If that was all the only folks he would listen to, you would have to understand that. For other people, it might be a few people they hold in high regards. Mm-hmm. It might be some relationships they really value. It might even be a person who they value the opinion of. And sometimes getting that perspective ain't always you going to somebody that's gonna stroke your ego. Sometimes they might be venting to somebody that has his real best interest or her real best interest in mind. And they can give you the F-ups. Like if I was talking to Joe about marriage stuff and it was something similar to the reason why he's where he's at now. Well, nephew, I did that, yada, yada, yada. And if you go around that angle, you're going to end up where I did. You know what I mean? And sometimes getting that valued opinion will stop you before you start emptying out extra time or you start emptying out extra money that will be necessary for something that is bigger. That's why I was like, I get it, but to go 0 to 100 all the way there, you might actually get your partner looking a different type of way that might add another problem. Oh, golly, we got to go to a therapist. Everybody ain't as receptive to that, whether that be male or female.
Right.
And to have that conversation and be like, well, I think we need to see a therapist. Automatically, your partner is going to think, I effed up. And from thinking the F up, you start bringing more F ups. When really it could just be y'all interpreting stuff different. That's all. It would switch up for the situation.
But that's what I'm saying though. In that situation, though, nephew, don't no married couple go straight to therapy or the priest.
Sometimes you just don't like each other at that moment.
Right. But whoever's been married, the first confrontation is between you and them, right? And it keeps happening again and again, right? And y'all can't seem to get no straightening or no understanding. And so what happens is, first and foremost, she goes talk to her mom or her best friend. Mm-hmm. Or he goes talk to his parents or his best friend, right? That's the first level always anyways. Mm-hmm. That's a given. No one goes straight to their pastor or divorce or whatever. They talk to somebody.
But that's what I was saying.
But that's what we was like when we heard you. We was like, well, dang, Joe, you went 0 to 100 fast.
Well, you have a brother, and they say your brother, because people do. Like, I may go say, Carol, I may not have said anything to him yet. Mm. Maybe she can, hey, this is what's going on. what do you think? And she may tell me, hey, why don't you just kind of, I'm trusting and talking to her.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they can help or assist with me approaching my mate and
that
saying,
part.
you know, hey, look.
But see, that's how I say when you go talk to your friend, you're helping each other, right? So
I thought you said you
no.
have to go out. Okay.
No, so when you talk to your friend, right? You're trying to find out what you can do better for your relationship.
Right.
Right. So you're not going from 100. You're not even doing anything. Y'all got into the argument. You heard what they said, right? But you don't see it, and you want to check yourself and see before you wreck yourself. So you call your best friend, you call your mom or dad, right? That's a giving with most. I'm gonna say almost everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do.
But when but you made the statement, you said when you
have to talk to your friend or something like that.
Yeah. So for me, because what I'm saying is all that's already been done. When the conversations happen, come on, when y'all in relationships, y'all have already exacerbated all of that stuff already. You know what I'm saying?
Not all the time, but I'm with
when you married, yes, you have. When you girlfriend and boyfriend, maybe not. But when you married, ain't nobody trying to jump to divorce or couple counts, right? What the first thing a woman's gonna do is try to talk to her best friend about it. Right? And try to see what needs to be done. There ain't no couple counts. She ain't even talking to you. She's gonna try to do something better for you. Whether it's cooking dinner, having a conversation, being quiet, she's gonna see what she did wrong. That's a given. If a man cares, he's gonna talk to his homeboy, and his homeboy that's solid, be like, bro, yeah, you're a little rough around the edges. You need to back up a little bit, right? So that conversation ain't never gonna be had to the wife, but he's gonna come in and try to be better. I'm talking about that's already done and said in a marriage. I'm saying is when y'all do try to implement all the stuff that y'all have done between the arguments or whatever that don't fucking work, because when you break a vase, right, and you apply pressure, right, it breaks in the same place every time.
Yeah.
Right. My friend, she's passed away. My friend's ex-wife, she said this to him. He wanted to get back with her. She said, I love you. I love you more than I've loved any man in my life. She said, but we didn't put this vase together back every single time. Right. And she said, every single time it breaks in the same place. We apply pressure, right? And it's going to break in the same place every time. It's not going to work. Right. So again, that's what I'm saying. When you've done all the work, people who can't get past the broken part in the vase, when you keep putting it back together, you got to go get help. Right. You have to go seek that help. And it's not helping when you're talking to your friends, your family, your mom and dad, and uncle and cousin. Right. So if you love that person, now it's that next level. You see what I'm saying? The next level is the priest, the pastor, or the counselor. That's the next level, because they have to look at the vase, and they may show you, well, okay, yeah, y'all putting this back together, but you're using the wrong kind of glue.
Okay, let's remove marriage.
Okay.
So because the person's not married, or because the couple, they're not married, you shouldn't.
I ain't putting that much work in. I'm just being honest. If I ain't married to you,
I wouldn't put that much work in either on that piece. However, you said if you have to ask what we're doing, what did you say?
If you got to ask your friend about what something that you're unsure about,
or what if you ask like, let's say you and I are together, and I'm like, Joe, what are we doing?
Oh no, you saying, okay, so if me and you've been dating, right, and you're talking to Carol, right, and you're like, no, I really like him. Right, but I don't know, do he like me, or we're in a relationship or whatever, right? We're not in a relationship because you're guessing. As a man, as your boyfriend, right? I would never keep you guessing if I like you. Never. You would never wonder, are you my girlfriend? You would never wonder what the hell we're doing, because I'm a leader. I'm going to lead you. You're going to know that I'm coming through the door. You're going to know what I'm doing for you. You're going to know where I am. You're going to know what the fuck is going on, right? If I got you in limbo, you're there because that's where I want you, because that's where the fuck I led you. Because I'm a leader.
But why would you?
Because I don't care. I'm going to let you play that game, open up that goddamn door, right? And I'm going to let you do whatever you need to go do and get whatever I can out of it. And I may close the doors in if I like you. If I don't like you, I'm going to walk away from you. A man would never keep a woman guessing. I've told y'all that many times, right? So, if you got a great fish on the line, you're not throwing it back in the water for somebody else to catch it.
The issue is, Joe, I guess when I'm glad that happened, I'm glad I'm talking about it, because listening to you, I need to work on me. Because I really need to work on me. They call me a fisher woman. And I don't like that.
Okay.
And I think like you, like I have two people right. I know I don't like. Like I don't like you at all. It's never gonna be anything. But if I know I want to go get something to eat, but I don't feel like driving. Hey,
Right.
That's crazy.
I'm honest.
That's crazy.
And I'm sitting here as you talking. I'm like, damn, Tan, you gotta fix that. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah,
I'm just saying, listen, real folks, and I'm just saying over 45, honestly, if you're in your 40s going in your 50s, real mature men and women, we don't play fucking games. Honestly.
So that's why I said he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
I don't know what his age. I know he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that it should have been, we're doing all of this. We've spent all this time. Like everything was this. And then the 9th month, you start moving different.
Because
it might be what all it took to do it.
I don't want whatever it is.
But that's what I'm saying. In your 50s, I just, especially me personally, because I'm not in my 50s,
Right.
I look up to those that are, because you've been through. I look at you a little bit more. You should be more mature.
I am mature.
Should be.
I'm mature. I backed off.
Mature.
I
Should
backed
be.
off.
And even with the back, you bag off. During the bag off, if that person's constantly, hey, have I done something?
No.
What's going on?
No, you haven't.
Converse with that. You can't communicate.
But you got to realize.
But to not do it, continue to want to do this and the other, but don't want to have conversations. I think that's immature.
But question: Why are we still skating over the point that he probably just got what he wanted? Like just because he's 50 and all of that other shit, don't mean that he's still not playing the game that she's still susceptible to, because she likes him. She likes him. He knows it. Exactly. And now we know if I can get something else, as messed up as it is, why say no to that?
He's gonna lean on every time I told you I wasn't comfortable with this.
Yeah.
I told you that, blah, blah. Once that man said what he said, right? Y'all gotta stop. Like you said, communication is key. Goddamn, he communicated.
And now he communicated it enough to where that's gonna always be the excuse, because you are doing this to yourself now.
So when I told her to block, she
said no.
Because
she said no, and then she said
won.
because, and she said the other girl's name. She was like, well, you don't have to, because you never know. He may realize that no, like
So
my thing is at that point, he's pretty much hurt you, and you really gonna sit around and wait if he
because he know, again. But you see what I'm saying? So this is a non-avoided conversation. She's gonna be there no matter what, right? And she just want to vent to somebody because she's gonna be there, but she's never gonna leave him. Right? The man that I already told I want to fuck with you. This is not a game. It's not a game. Y'all can call it a game. But communication is key. When he said I can't get over it, he didn't get over when he went to the Patti LaBelle concert. He got some ass. That was it.
No, he didn't. I can tell you that.
He did. Before, after, whatever.
He did before.
Listen.
I asked her that. I didn't ask if she gave something in, but I asked her. I said, "Well, did y'all start?"
Not at all in a situation.
No, she said the last time. Oh God, it was some months. I can't remember what the months were, but it was some months.
Hold on. But that's important. That's important.
Who paid for the tickets?
She got the tickets. She bought the tickets.
Oh.
I asked her. Hold up.
Well, at this stage,
no,
you can't really read
I knew that she had those tickets for them. I knew that back in January.
But she asked him to go because she bought together.
But that's why you can't really read into it, Joe. I'm with you, but it would be.
But he could have easily said no.
Yeah,
I want to go see Patti LaBelle. I want to go eat. I'm hungry. I'm gonna call you. Somebody call me and say, let's go eat. You taking the dinner?
Think like a man.
Come on now.
There you go.
Touche.
Come on now.
Yeah, touche. I ain't think about it like that because I was thinking.
No, I got some tickets. She called me.
No. She said she bought the tickets in January, so they were going. I asked her. I said, "Well, shoot, I don't have no issue going." But then, right. But her thing was no. She didn't have anybody else to take. She did ask me.
And she a sugar mama when she got the yams on.
Look, y'all cannot miss my friends. Y'all cannot miss my. But
I ain't messing with her.
It was, but they went. She said they had a great time. He was, like she was like, girl, like he grabbed my hand and he'll rub my hand, or it did different little stuff. And I'm like, but that's like he was moving like we were a couple. And then later on, he texts me. Did she say later on? Or did she say this day? I can't remember. But he texted her and said,
After
"This is
fact.
hard because every time I'm with you, it feels so right."
I ain't trying to hear that joke. He playing games. He got the games on him. Every time I'm with you, it feels so right.
Yeah, that was game. That was fucking game.
But that's like I said, whatever it took for him to get to this point, that's what it took. Now that he's at the point where he's at least satisfied, he has too many excuses for what you already opened up the door to, where it can easily go back to you.
Exactly.
I told you up front, I don't see how this is. Yeah, we doing it and kicking it, but we doing it.
He didn't tell her up front.
But I'm just saying, it's other excuses. Shoot, it can be stuff that she chose from the end. You bought the tickets to go to the thing. I ain't putting no money into that. You asked me.
But when Joe said, "Oh, but he said, okay, he want to go see," I see that. That's typical because that was a game that I did. Yeah, I want to go grab some because I don't feel like driving or paying for something. Or if I say, "Oh yeah, we could do such," knowing I don't like you, so you make little statements about "I love you," whatever, I just smile because I know I don't even like you. If I don't love you.
But you're gonna do things to make it valid, so it seems like it's official.
But
and
my
you did
thing
something
is,
without
I
making money.
still look at it being game because even going to the concert and texting her after that, or doing all that stuff at the concert.
Denise,
that's what
why play games like that?
Who running game? She's running game, not him. Because she bought the fucking ticket, she invited him
in January.
Yeah.
They were together.
And she still took him in March or April, whatever the fuck it is now. From January, it's May. She bought the tickets for them. He told her
she's not the one running game.
No, bro. No. Y'all don't know. Listen, I'm gonna put the blame where it is. I bought the tickets for us. You told me you don't really fuck with me. You done bagged up because such and such, right? I still invite you anyway because I'm trying to win you over, right?
Well,
she could invite anybody in the world.
I don't think she thought like winning over things. They'd already had that plan.
No, from January, he just told this woman whenever he told her, "I don't like you like that." Because why would you invite that man, her, after he said, "I can't get past whatever," because she wanted to try to win him over. Let's still go to the concert together. She could have took you, boo. She could have took her dog, but she took him.
Okay.
So do not get on that man that he played the role that he needed to play to be nice to her.
Okay, so I see your point on that. But what about the rest of the stuff that he was doing at the concert? Like,
I'm gonna play the role. Okay, cool. We up in here. Hey, I love you, baby. I miss you too. You know, y'all do it.
She did buy the ticket,
Listen,
and it was at a good spot.
Hold on, women do the exact same shit, right? When a man is being nice to her and trying to do all this other good stuff, right? Thank you, boo. Hell, you did it to me the fucking day. She called me. Okay, she called me and said, okay.
No, that's not the same.
Listen,
that's not the same.
You play the role to get what you want. Denise called me today. Denise called me today, right? And I love her to death. That's my baby, right? But she said, I said, hello, right? I love you. That's the first thing in her damn mouth, right? So again, the next word came out her mouth. Can you give me a salad? Right? I'm like, what the fuck? Then I went the fuck off, right? You know, I did what I do, right? But again,
but I got my salad.
But listen, you got your salad, right? At the end of the day, because you know you was, right? Exactly. Being set by her because she wants him to like her.
How do you go from he ain't playing games? He just then she playing games.
Okay,
man.
you said you said communication is key, right?
Okay.
Hold on. Follow me.
Yeah.
If you said our communication is key.
Yeah.
If I tell you 3 weeks ago, I backed off. You asked me, Joe, why? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I said because I just can't get over whatever that situation was between them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I done backed off, and I literally had backed off from you, right? That's what you told me.
Right.
He backed off from her.
Correct.
She didn't understand why.
Exactly.
Right. And she talked to him and he gave her that excuse, right?
Right.
Because of such and such, such and such.
Right.
who's playing the game now? Because he have communicated to you that we can't move forward, right? Your ass still with the tickets you bought from January, after have communicated to you that I don't really want to fuck with you no more because of this situation, you still invite me to the concert.
But he could have said no.
No. But who's playing the game?
She's not playing the game.
He could have said
because
no.
with us, with women, if I like you and we're in a relationship, we've been together, we've shared some things, women get attached.
They're still playing the game.
I mean, it's not a game. It's not a game. It's not a
Women
game.
are different.
It's not a game. It's
What
not a game.
communication you want to hear from me though?
Hold on,
It's
keep
not a
going, Carol.
game
Keep
because
going.
for a man, intimacy is different. For a woman, it's something different as well. You become one with us.
Good. Hey, I'm happy. I'm baby.
But when
we want together, okay?
right, but when that happens for a woman,
Why you had to sit like
it,
that when you said it?
it affects us hormonally and we attach to you.
Uh-huh.
So even though you're saying all of these things, that does not stop my feelings for you.
And that ain't my problem.
That's not a game. That's
And
not
that-
a game.
no,
I
but
still
that's
want
not a
you.
game
And you
for her.
know that I still want you. And men sometimes
It ain't my responsibility to
sometimes
turn
women
down what
do
you're going to
too.
give me.
Sometimes
No,
women do
yeah.
it too. When men use it to their advantage.
Yes,
You know I'm still gonna
That's
be
a
there.
game.
You know I'm still gonna be there.
That's not the
It's not
game.
right though.
It is game.
It's
Hold
not
on,
right.
hold on.
It's
I-
not
God,
right.
God didn't give me the hormones to say that we are one. Okay.
Hey, we can't-
Okay, so you don't want to use the word game. We're not gonna use it, but that's not right.
What's not right?
It's not right. You
It is what it is.
taking advantage of something. You know, I'm not sitting here and I'm talking and I feel like I am really talking to myself.
Yeah, exactly. All women, because when
It's
y'all
not
tell
right.
hold on, when y'all women, what y'all always say? If he know I don't like him like that, but if he gonna give it to him, I'm gonna take it.
I don't do
Okay,
that.
No.
okay. I'm
I don't do
I'm
that.
gonna say something.
I don't do that.
now. Yes, you don't.
I
She's
don't.
amazing.
I
I'm not gonna sit here and say
If I
my
don't like you,
husband.
I don't like you.
I
We ain't gonna
cannot
go out.
say
I can
that.
buy my own. I can do this.
I
I don't do
understand,
that.
But see, but this is how I
Go
see
ahead.
it. I may not like you to be with you like in a relationship, but I like you. Thank you for my shoes. I like you, but I don't want to be with you.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's not game.
Damn.
I have friends, and
I'm
I'll go out
saying-
with my friends, but it's not anything
Well,
attached.
Question.
And we're not that way.
But
We're
when I
just
care
friends.
about somebody, if I really love you,
right?
we can. That's what happened with Chris Cannon and I would, and he know he be watching, so he's anyway. I loved him, and he knew that this girl really, really loved me. So whatever I did, she'll be back. She'll be back. Oh, I can do this.
And a
she'll
lot of
be all
times
right, she'll
people
be
do
back.
think that.
Now,
Yeah.
once it was done, I was done. But that to me, that's not right. It's
But both
not
of y'all
right.
doing it.
Y'all, that's what I was like. We can't keep
Going around in a circle.
because we are in a sense.
But it's not
While
right.
while things is valid, even if males and females don't see things the same way when it comes to intimacy or feelings or things like that.
Mhm.
I feel like we're still skating over the accountability aspect
Okay.
because your feelings or whatever it is that you're really intimate to don't dictate what you still choose. You chose to invest that far. You also chose to still go with someone that told you down the line, we ain't the same and we ain't on the same page to keep going. You still chose that down the line. I get the feeling point, which it should be important. But if I really, really feel a way about a girl, but she already told me I don't like you, it's going to be really, really weird of me to still ask this girl and she told me I don't F with you. I got a whole nother thing I'm trying to do. If I was to still take her out, it's gonna look really, really weird on me down the line when she still lives up to what she's been telling me. I ain't really felt you like that. Yeah, we at the spot, but that don't mean I ain't looking at old dude. Yeah, we at the spot and I might hold your hand, but that don't mean another dude probably ain't gripping my booty. Like you still open up the door to play that game that I already told you I'm playing.
Nephew, have Denise not said on multiple platforms that
Why you
we've done
gotta
together?
tell me?
Right? But listen, that's what I said, right? I didn't tell him to do that.
But it's not about me. It's not about me. I guess what I've done, I put out there to other people. Now people around me don't be around me because my come out.
No, but
It's
what
right.
I'm saying is,
It's not right. I'm saying
it's not
right. I was wrong.
That's
What's wrong? I'm probably gonna be wrong because
that's what it is.
I'm wrong.
Right. But
and so
but you said he should have, but you said to on different multiple platforms, right? At different times, right? If that's what he wanted to go do, right? That's him. Who am I to turn it down? Right? Again, I'm not knocking on you, but that's the way most men and women think. This is not a game. Because again, let me say this: women have an innate ability, right? If you got that goddamn innate ability when you done with me, you had it before, you just turned it off. Don't sit here and act like we won today, and all of a sudden when you get fed up, now we ain't won no more. You can separate.
I'll say this:
Yeah,
if I'm into you, I'm into you. Once I'm not, I don't entertain you at all. I won't accept anything from you. I'm not answering your call. Like I won't.
But at that point,
I won't do it.
At that point, you already got what you wanted. And
but what I'm saying, if we were dating and I was really into this guy, like, okay, I really like you. Once I'm no longer interested, I'm cutting it off.
But that you'll be still speaking to our point. Then
but
he got whatever it is from that situation.
He can't ask me to go anywhere. He can't, because at that point, I'm not gonna respond to any of his text messages or answer his phone calls. In this case, he could have easily said no. He could have easily not answered the call or answered the text, or however they communicated. But he could have. To me, that's where, and I know, I told you, I've been wrong.
But this is what you say, where that's Denise. Like y'all said, that's Joe.
Yeah.
But that's Denise's way. You see what I'm saying? Most people, a lot of people, right, is going to ride the ride until the ride is closed, right? Because you're allowing. You see what I'm saying? And when she's asking questions and she's not getting answers, right? I already told you, right? When a man tell you, a woman tell you, I already told you, you can make your own opinion at that point what that is for you, right? You can talk to him tomorrow or not. You can accept his text message tomorrow or not, right? You decide to say it's okay. That ain't his fault or her fault at that point. You want more, you want it more than he or she does. That's on you. Whether you're hormonal, whether you stuck, whether you got emotion, whether you spiritually connected, whether God came down and touched you on the head and said, that's the one, I got you. But you have an innate ability, right, to understand that women want to make this man their man, and you don't want that man to go back to that other woman or be somebody else's, and you're going to try to do every goddamn thing you can to hold on to that man. You can't hold on to me, baby.
Got a question. Hey, nephew, is something wrong with YouTube?
No.
I think it was or is.
I'm live on YouTube.
Try to catch it. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. So, and I'm actually, she's listening, so I'm kind of trying to read her. Okay, so my question. Hold on, God darn it.
Yeah, we live on YouTube. Tell her to go to the page.
I just said try it again.
Yeah, tell her to go to LIM Network, and go to the main page. We there.
So, question: if he decide for her listening, so if she doesn't block him, and he come back around, like, hey, I effed up. Because I do miss you. You are where I want to be. I personally, I'm not even gonna tell you what I do because I don't. So what do you like?
Because
do you think that could possibly be?
It's all bullshit. Okay, I want her to hear this, ma'am. It's all bullshit, right? Because you won't block him. The man don't want to fuck with you.
The man. So once you say, "Hey, I don't want to deal with you like that," is no, you don't change your mind.
I think it's circumstantial.
It's 9 months. You're still guessing what the hell y'all are. You know, a man in his 50s. Like I said again, y'all are going around the damn block trying to make when there's a duck, when it walk like a duck and crack like a, and then a goddamn mongoose. Okay?
Might be a dove though, Joe.
When it walk like a duck and quack like a duck and then a goddamn mongoose, right? Stop trying to make this into more than what it is. Denise, you just said that if you love a man, he ain't gonna never guess. Right?
No,
if your child loves you, you never have to understand whether your child loves you or not, right?
Correct.
You never should have to guess, do your man love you or not, or you're the one. We don't leave our prized possession guessing. Men do not leave their prized possession guessing. Ask any happy married couple. She never doubted her man a day in her life because he never gave a reason to doubt. If a man give you a reason to fucking doubt what the hell is going on in your relationship, that's because he don't love you like that.
I ain't going that far.
I'm going that far because I've been married. When I was married and I loved my wife, I didn't want no other woman to have anything over my wife, so I made sure.
But that don't speak to her doubting you at moments.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, again, speaking for me. A man don't leave his woman guessing. And if he see he's guessing, he work on it. Mature men, that's what we do. Right? When you know your woman hurting, you're going to put a Band-Aid on it. You're going to see what need to be done. Right? Period. It ain't no all this other stuff. I am single, but I am not going to mislead women down the road just to get some ass. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you the truth. And whether I get it or not, if I want to say, let's fuck on the first day, and you say, go to hell, okay, good. I ain't going to waste more time with you because that's what I wanted anyway, and you don't want to do it. Fine. I got it. Right? But it's over with, and we're done, and we move on. There's no games. Y'all always say, tell me what you want.
Right.
So now, if I'm out there, and I see something, and I feel something, hey, can we fuck tonight? And she may say no. But you'd be surprised how many women may say yes. But at least I'm being honest and upfront. And
well, with the medicine Dr. Maya got me on, I'm like, hell yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go on to it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pull an 8:30. Hey, I got my pill tomorrow, but I'm just being honest.
My lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are exceptions to the way Denise, Carol, and nephew thinks about this, yes.
Right.
And I'm not saying mine is absolute, but I'm saying let's stop making this, as complicated as y'all want to make it.
Making it complicated to me, ladies and gentlemen, you need to just become a little bit more, you need to be mature about it. Be open and honest about it. Because even though this person is not, she's not thinking like this, you got some people that will go to that extreme of what? And I've done this, and I've given you this, my heart, and they go the other way that we can't say on here. So you got to stop playing. Like those emotions ain't nothing to play with. And a lot of these MS aside, they happen because somebody's playing with their emotions. And that got to stop. I get when we're in our 20s, you don't know what you want. Even some 30s. Yeah. But when you're starting to get up there, you know how, especially when you know how it is to be hurt. Why would you want to play with somebody or continue to accept things or whatever you want to put right there? Me personally, I said block. And I've been in that position where I love this man so much that we would go back and forth. And was it right? No, mostly because women, we do that because you can have them. But just stop. It's time out because you don't know what somebody is mentally. He could have said no, just like she didn't have to ask him. He could have, because how they were rocking. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it shocked me when she did finally come and say, he just been real. I'm questioning things now.
But that's where I was going to go with stuff, though, because while it can be really, really simple, it can have some dynamics that could just be changing in the midst of it. They could have been at that same stage, and then down the road, you change your mind. Y'all ain't.
But you should communicate that
down. But that's what was communicated.
Right.
No. He communicated that the day after or 2 days. She said, "Hey, I don't know what's going on."
But even if it was the day after or so far down the line, and now things are starting to change, that point was communicated. You probably just didn't like where it was communicated at because you was comfortable with where y'all was going. And a lot of folks can get comfortable with, all right, it seems like we're progressing this way. And your partner is like, I don't want to go that way. let me get off. And that could be communicated like that. I still think it's games being played on each end, because if you rocking with somebody like that, you're not going to give them that much energy to make them think something else, unless you want something else from it. And if you know you can get it, you're going to do what you do. That ain't an age, nothing. If you just playing the game like that and you see somebody easy, you're going to play the game like it's on easy mode. But when it comes to what people need to be accountable for, y'all have to be accountable for how it was communicated. It may not be liked on each end. It may not even be what a lot of folks will interpret the right way to do it. You feel me? You like you said earlier, that's wrong. That's dirty. And I ain't finna argue with you. Yeah, that is pretty dirty to down the line. But then y'all ain't got no ring. When is it gonna be? Well, I was supposed to tell you earlier. Earlier, I probably was feeling you. And then I learned some other stuff, or we got some more understanding and the chemistry was off. Or I really wasn't digging this no more. Let me get out. I'm not feeling you on those levels.
But
you
that's
might be cool enough to be
it.
with.
That's where you need to communicate it.
But if you playing the game, like I thought each one of them are doing, because I can't deny the part from Joe. She is playing the game to a level. He is too. And now if you understand what the game is being played now and you don't care no more, you're going to take however it's going to come, because you still getting something from it. That's why when he was like, she didn't block him, you open yourself up to this point. You see how he matching energy. He's matching energy as a dude that I don't give a fuck no more, but I see something there. Why am I going to stop it? I kept saying it. He's still getting offered something. Something is being given, whether that be the sexual point, whether that be the attention, whether that be the money that she's spending on him. It's something that's still being provided that I don't have to sweat, because I know she's gonna offer it because she liked me. I don't know if it's love, but she liked me enough.
She loved him
to invest like she liked me.
Like that.
And I'm not matching that energy, but I know what I can still get from just teasing it. That's what I'm playing on that game. I'm playing with your heart, which is what Joe was saying. Well, you offering this up, you allowing him to do that. Right. You allowing him to play with your heart. So if you ain't blocking him or cutting him off, you only inviting him in.
When a woman or a man says, no, I'm not gonna block him, stop the conversation.
I don't block. But if I was dating either one of you and it came to the point where you said, hey, I'm no longer feeling you, it's not working, that's the bottom line for me. I'm not gonna block you, but I'm gonna delete you out my phone. And once you delete it out my phone, I don't know who you are calling, and you know what I'm saying. If you ain't saved, I'm gonna delete you.
But what I'm saying is,
but that's it.
But when you delete me, you have already said I'm done too.
Well, if you said bottom line, you don't want me. That's what I heard. Yeah. I don't want you. Okay, ain't no more coming back from it. I'm not finna argue. We done. End of bottom line.
What I'm saying.
I don't want you. Okay.
If you still trying to communicate with somebody that told you whatever they said, however they put it, right?
Right.
That's on you.
I agree, because once I get the bottom line, I'm done.
You know what I'm saying? If you the hell you go from January, in between January and now, the man said I want to fuck with you, and you end up a pet a concert. I don't understand that.
Last person I dated before the person I have no contact. I did not.
I'm just saying that.
Facebook.
If a woman tell me like
he friends with, no contact.
When my ex-wife came to me and said, "Hey, I want a divorce," I asked her one time. You know, once I figured out, you know, got my balance and got vertical again and figured out what the hell was going on, right? I said, is there any way I can fix this? She said, hell to the no. If you was the last person, I won't want to be with you. That's all I needed to hear.
Damn.
Right? Right? But when she said what she said, somebody else had her ear. You see what I'm saying? Because she was strong enough to say what she had to go say to me. So I understood. Oh boy, somebody got you. You see what I'm saying? So again, why the fuck am I gonna try to do it? Even though she still was my wife legally, why the hell am I gonna fight for you when you already gone?
You already gave up.
You know what I'm saying? Move the fuck on.
That was what it was. Fight for. So if somebody say, for him to say that to her, you know, I can't get over this because I still feel that's a game. That's bullshit. I said it's something more. He's just using this to make it look like it was something you did. it would be wrong for her to fight for it because he pretty much told her, I don't want
It's
you.
nothing to fight for.
Exactly.
That's why it'd be wrong.
It's
You-
nothing. It's nothing to fight for.
You be fighting a losing battle.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, like I said, either I don't want you, I want to fuck you, or I got something better. I'm single. I don't owe you shit. Honestly, I don't owe you an explanation.
Damn, that sound like I think this is God's way of teaching me because listening to this, I see me, and I don't want to be that person.
I'm that dude.
I don't like that person.
I love this dude.
I wouldn't want to hurt anybody.
I don't hurt anybody. I'm just upfront. I communicate exactly.
No, I'm very upfront. However, what I'm saying is some things as a female, I can see what I want. Wouldn't want nobody to hurt my child like that. So instead of just taking these people up, so that means I can't go. I'm gonna start this mess on Sunday. So instead of, hey, I'm just gonna do this knowing I don't like the person, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I just need to. That shouldn't be done. That's not right.
And it's Wednesday.
That's when she leaves, she got somewhere to go. And she even okay, let's just be real with that.
Huh?
She's starting the week off right.
Get it out of my system.
Let's get over the hump.
So, okay, so I guess because the person is listening. So what I said was block. You do what you do. However, he don't want you.
You don't want you.
And when I think that's the piece. If somebody just come out, hey, I don't want you.
Right.
Compared to just
It's
simple
not
messages. Hey, hello, beautiful. Just want to say have a good. Just stop. Overall, if you're doing that, and I'm talking to myself right now, as of Sunday, we need to stop. We need to just stop because people feelings are hurt, and too many people are really doing some stuff that can't be said because of their feelings and their emotions. And
Some people just
you got to just stop playing that game because at the end of the day, it is a game. It is a game. I will say the next Wednesday, it's not next Wednesday, but the first Wednesday in June is my part 2. I said it last time, so I want to say it again. Everything is already, put in place for our part 2. It's gonna be a little interesting. Very interesting, actually. So yeah, look forward to that. And now, you got anything else, nephew or Joe Lockett or Carol?
Nah, I'm good.
Joe? No? All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. And I don't know how to do everything else. Did you still be doing that? Because people don't know nothing but English. So yeah, we'll talk to you all on tomorrow with whatever show they got tomorrow. Bye.